Now that I've got my phase 1 and 2 overlays done, we can move on for phase 3 and 4. I'm actually going to start with phase 4, and the reason is my phase 2 told me where my ORP was going to be, and in phase 3 we got to move from the ORP into our assault positions, support by fire positions, but I need to know where those are going to go in order to show that movement, and those need to go based on where they need to be for phase 4 actions on the objective. So I'm going to plan actions on the objective first to help me get there. So to start with that, I'm going to pull out my enemy sit temp that we made earlier during our analysis phase. Just an idea of where have we templated the enemy to be. All right, so we've got the enemy on the objective with one team having its weapons pointed to the west direction of the road, and the other team going to the east route of the road, trying to block off this Route 6 that's here. All right, their task is to retain. I can see my range rings for their key weapon systems. All right, but I know that we're templating them as protecting this road, the approaches from both direction. Our ORP is on this hilltop 350 at the end of Long Mountain. All right, and we're going to attack this. Now the other thing I want to consult is let's just get a view on our AO overlay so we make sure we understand how our sector boundaries come in here into play. All right, and we can consult with our COA statement and sketch to look at what our plan was to have 2 squads in support by fire, 1 squad overwatching with an interdiction mission along the route, and our destruction coming out of our assault position there. All right, but we get some idea of where we're doing all of this. All right, I'm gonna keep the enemy up, get my fresh overlay sheet. Now maybe I want this to be, we don't have to always line our sheets up. Maybe I want this to be offset a little bit, to be centered up in my page a little better, since I'm not showing the whole company's AO. And we know that we want a destruction to be happening right on the objective. Right, so we can start out with that. Here is our destroy symbol. Okay. And then I could think about, all right, that's where they're going to destroy. Where do I want my support by fire to happen? I can look at the map underneath. There's some nice flat terrain along here to the north of the objective. All right, it gets a little steep beyond that. But I got to fit 2 squads in here somehow. So let's go ahead and then think about our ranges on our weapon systems. If we're 500 meters out, that might be a range that we can work with. Our machine guns can definitely get that kind of range, and that's in the range of our rifle systems. Maybe not the best, but for a support by fire, just to be laying down some supporting fires. All right, we can do that. So along this flat here is going to be one of them. And then now this is all of a steep slope, but if we take this maybe in, all right, so they're along the hill, but I want to keep them off the steepest part of it. Here is my other support by fire position. Getting a little cluttered. Is that all right? It's not the neatest, so I'm going to go ahead and do that one over and get a do-over. Clean this one up. I just want to show that they're here. Okay. Now I can look at my COA sketch and my earlier planning. get an understanding. I probably don't need the enemy anymore. All right, that I want, this is a squad, and this one is a squad. All right, let's say this one's second squad, and here's third squad, second platoon, Alpha Company. All right, so I can see that those two squads are going to go into those support by fire positions that are there. All right, now I'm going to have a assault element. All right, so they're going to need an assault position to start their attack from. I can look at this to say, you know what, I'm going to have them come from the northwest, attacking across the objective to the southeast. All right, and part of that is I can come down from the ORP, and they've got this brook, Deep Hollow Brook, that they can follow. They kind of move around the swampland and really initiate their attack out of this direction up here. So I'm going to go ahead and give them, they can come down off the ridge and then put an assault position right over here. All right, ASLT, here is my assault position. Okay, that they are then going to come along the stream, and I want them, you know what, let's stay up on the north side here and try and attack. All right, make that a primary route. And that's going to put them going right down the road. So let's not do that. You know, if I think about that, they're going to hit the swamp, and that's not the best route. All right, so maybe what I want them to do is follow the brook until the land gets marshy. All right, and then I want them to come around into the enemy from that direction. So I kind of show what their movement looks like. All right, and now I need to say that that was first platoon is my assault element. All right, so I go ahead and put in 1, 2 Alpha squad. I'm sorry, first squad. Okay, I can see that they're going to do that and complete the destruction. All right, and then I'm going to go back to my AO overlay. I'm going to slide that in underneath. Okay, 8, 1. Make sure the crosshairs line up and the 2 overlays are lined up. Okay, because I've got the sector boundary, so I want to put 4 squad in some kind of overwatch with the Interdiction Mission. All right, but I got to stay in my sector. So I don't want them to allow anybody to come in. That's what the interdiction is all about. So they're going to interdict right here on the boundary. So now that I know where that's marked at, I can slide my AO overlay out of the way. All right, and I can go ahead and put my interdiction symbol in here. All right, here is my interdiction that's going to happen, and I can just draw in. All right, 4th squad has that mission. Not the neatest on the platoon, but I can see then that that's, let's fix that up. Now I have that base down, but I got to think about how I'm going to control this and not have fratricide issues going on in my mission planning. So I look at how we're going to cross this objective. All right, first squad's got to bound across it. So what I want to do is have some understanding of where they're at when. All right, so I want to have some phase lines. All right, in here. Okay, so my support by fire, once they get onto the objective, is going to need to do some shifting. Maybe when, let's see. So there's a nice identifiable spot here with this road intersection. That's there with this loop coming around it. All right. And maybe I back up a little bit from that as they come, out of the main part of the swamp here. All right, I want some understanding there when they get to that point. And I gotta know where to put an LOA. So I'm just gonna real fast double check my AO overlay for my boundaries. Where are they all at? Okay, so I've got a lot of space. I mean, they can come all the way out to here. I don't want them going all the way to the sector boundary, but I can just draw, where do I template the enemy? Check that. All right, so the enemy, all right, so I don't need to come too far down the road. We can draw an LOA out over here. LOA. Okay. Phase line. We can think of this might be gold. Phase line black. All right. Now I need to control those friendly fires. So I might say something like, you know what? And I'm gonna put another phase line. Say right across the almost across the middle of the objective here. Okay. All right. So as they're attacking, support by fires shooting. When we reach phase line gold, all right, I'm going to put a target reference point at that same intersection. Call that TRP1. All right. So I want my fires to shift south of that when they get to gold to make sure that they don't hit friendly fire coming up on black. When they get to phase line black and call that in, we're going to shift down to this road intersection. Let's call that TRP2. All right, so we keep our fires to the south side of that, cutting off the enemy's escape. So I'm going to change the names of these phase lines to make it easier to remember. So phase lines like this, it's good to have them go in orders. You'll notice the ones for the mission from the company, Aberdeen, Birmingham, they go in alphabetical order. All right, Camden was the third one, so ABC. But just something easy to remember. So phase line black, phase line gray, and phase line gold. So the black, gray, and gold. Okay. All right. And when they get to gold, we'll shift fires. Second squad will lift fires, and third will shift them all the way down, to even further south. I got to get them south the other way. I could use this hilltop as a reference, but they're still across this area. I need something. All right, we'll just here's a draw here. Maybe we can find somewhere out there. So here's phase line 3, right? Or target reference point 3. Okay, so now I've got a way to control my fires. I know where everyone's going. All right, and then the next thing I need is just labeling all of the administrative data on my overlay. Look this over, and the last thing we need to consider, so we got our scheme of maneuver actually here, but we need to know where is the casualty collection point. So if we have casualties during this assault, where are we supposed to take them back to? The ORP might be a little bit far. We're not onto the objective yet. For this example, I'm going to think maybe we just pull them back to this assault position. So casualty collection point back at the assault position. Now we've got our phase 4 overlay completed.